What's up? Welcome to your daily Buckeye Blitz. Say it with me. For a Wednesday, the hump day, September 20th, 2023. Season is flying by. You got to stop and smell the roses, or in this case, the Buckeyes. All right. Appreciate everybody joining me. Don't forget, please hit like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. This week is going to get nuts. We got a film breakdown coming tomorrow. I might try and work in a Notre Dame breakdown. And let's see. Oh, today we have YouTube Live at 4:30. We're talking more Notre Dame versus Ohio State versus Notre Dame, whatever. Anyway, we'll be doing that on Friday as well. We'll get you really fired up on Friday, nice and frothy. See what's going on the Notre Dame message boards. Maybe there's some material for us to get motivated from. Anyway, today we're doing the highlights from Ryan Day's press conference on Tuesday. I'm pulling out like important clips that stood out to me and what he liked from his team from last week, what he looks for coming up in this Notre Dame game. So let's get into it. Ryan Day, sir, what do you think of the growth of the offensive line from last weekend? Have you seen the improvement you're looking for?
Step in the right direction. You saw them playing hard, and that's the expectation. You know, they're not always going to be perfect, but we got to rock off the ball and finish people. And I felt like it started with that week of practice that they had last week to build some momentum going into this week. It's got to happen again, starting today on Tuesday. Is a big practice for us. So, we gotta win the game up front in this game. That's, no surprise to anybody, and they'll be a big part of it.
Right. So, step in the right direction. Love it. What is there one thing, or how do you feel? Do you feel comfortable with this Ohio State offense right now?
I think we have a good balance. I think that's important when you talk about, the wide receivers, the running backs, the tight ends. You've seen even in 3 games, I think multiple guys, produce, and that's good. When you can attack from different personnel groupings, and it forces defense to have to play the entire field. They can't just focus in on one guy or one thing that you're doing. So I think we have a good balance, and I think that's going to be important in this game.
Right, yeah. We talked about balance last Friday. Next up, let's talk about what did you like from the team against Western Kentucky?
Just the energy and the passion and the intensity that we played the game with. Didn't even remember exactly what the score was, but I remember how some guys played in that game, and just the overall intensity was there, and the challenge was there. So that's got to lead into this week, and that was what we tried to get done, and so now it's got to mean something here on Tuesday, and we got to take the next step, got to continue to ratchet it up, because this is a bigger challenge.
The score was 63-10, by the way, if you really didn't know. So energy, passion, good deal. How about Kyle? How do you feel about Kyle?
Yeah, I think he's growing each week. I think you saw that. Not that everything's perfect, nothing is, and I think this week will be a big challenge to see where we're at. But it's been a gradual build up for our whole team, and for him to this point. And so now it's time to go play and see what we got. But we got to do a great job. Again, I keep saying it. These next couple of days to really prepare. I think I've told you before. I get more worked up for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday than I do for the game. We got to really be on point today, and have a great practice.
Okay. So let's talk about relying on Kyle, putting too much on his plate in terms of pass attempts in this game. Is that a concern?
Yeah, I think Kyle's, he has to go play the game, and we have to do whatever we can to win the game. That's the bottom line, whatever that looks like. We're always looking for balance. We want balance. There's certain times where, like last year, we ran the ball a ton down the stretch, and where we're good with making 5 or 6 yards a carry. But then there's also times where you got to throw it more because of what they're doing and how the game's playing out. So we have to be able to pivot either way, whatever it takes to win the game.
Okay. What do you think about Kyle's? How do you expect Kyle to perform in this big time, top 10 matchup?
Yeah. And I think that this is a group that has played in the big stage. They have, the majority of these guys have done that and they've seen it, even though Kyle really hasn't, been on that stage. He's seen it. He's been around it. He knows what it looks like. And a lot of the guys coming back from last year's team they've been there before. So that's good going into it. And then, I think you saw last week what we're capable of. And so, yeah, it's all there. And now it's just time to go do it.
Right. How do you feel about these first 3 weeks, kind of like a preseason for your team?
Yeah, I'm glad that we went through those 3 games to get to this point, with, some of the new faces that we had. And we did work out some of the issues. And so I'm excited to get on the field and go play this one now. I think that we have a pretty good idea who our team is and where we're at. And so now it's time to go play. But yeah, to answer your question, we are in a much different place than we were week 1.
Okay. How about the difference between Kyle McCord and Sam Hartman, the Notre Dame quarterback? The experience difference, does that matter?
Kyle's been around. He hasn't played a whole bunch of football, but he has been around. He's seen it. So he's older and more mature than maybe a freshman who's coming in the same situation. But no, I think experience does play a part of it. It's not the number one thing overall. There's a lot of other things that come with it, but I do think it's significant.
So probably other qualities like, what kind of quarterback the person is versus just flat experience alone. So I get it. All right, let's talk about going into the Notre Dame game. How does this team feeling going into Saturday?
Well, I think you build up, in these first few games to figure out where you are going into this game, and you go from there. But I think that we got some confidence going into this game. We got a rhythm, so we got to have a great week of practice. But it's going to come down to winning the line of scrimmage for sure. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and who's going to be there in the end. And they have a really good team. Marcus does a great job. They have a great staff. So we got to go win a top 10 game on the road, and our guys are really excited for this game. You could see it Sunday. You could see it even yesterday, guys, buzzing around. And so now we got to have a great week of practice. And it's going to come down to, who wants to compete more.
Right. Confidence. Love it. Love to hear that. And what about this game? How do you feel about this big matchup?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what, we don't have a choice. That's what we have to do. This is, again, top 10, game on the road. And this is why, again, these are the kind of games why you come to Ohio State. This is an exciting series because it's not something that happens very often. Ohio State, Notre Dame, 2 of the bigger teams in the Midwest getting together for a home and home. Last year's atmosphere was electric. It'll be the same way on Saturday night. So our guys are really fired up for this.
Ryan Day, would you sing the song Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John for me? Just kidding. Anyway, let's talk about the Notre Dame defense here. Got a few clips back to back.
Again, some guys who played a bunch of football. I think both corners are playing well. The safeties are playing well. I think the linebackers are excellent. They've seen a lot of football, played a lot of football. They're good players. There's some NFL players on that defense. They're well coached. Again, they don't give you a lot of freebies, not a lot of missed assignments. They tackle well. They're physical. So exactly what we expected. So we got to go play well. They're a very veteran defense. They have a bunch of seniors on that team, a lot of guys who have played a lot of football, so they know what they're trying to get done, and they force you to move the ball down the field. They don't give you a lot of big plays, and they're very well coached.
Right. I think that covers all the pleasantries. How do you feel about corner Benjamin Morrison for the Irish? He's supposed to be a star on their defense.
I mean, no, we're gonna just do what we do, but at the same time, he's a very good corner, good cover skills, competitive, good change of direction, runs well. He's very talented.
So just listing off all the qualities of a good corner right there. The question was, are you going to adjust your game plan according to where Morrison, what's his name? Benjamin Morrison lines up? Question. Answer, no, we're going to throw the ball. Last question or last response here is, are you going to have time to enjoy the environment of a Saturday night in front of Touchdown Jesus?
Probably not, but that's the game. Been there a few times when I was at Boston College. There's a lot of respect for the history of the program and what they've done. And grew up watching Notre Dame, and wonderful program, great tradition, and they do a great job. But yeah, I mean these are great moments. This is the highest level of college football, and all eyes will be on this game, and that's the way we love it.
Ooh. So yeah, that's the way I love it too. All eyes are going to be on this game, so can't wait. Buckeyes are getting geared up. You can tell Ryan Day has a little bit more pep in his step, in his voice. I don't know. I think he feels good about his team going into this week. It's all starting to come together, right, Pep? All right. Appreciate you guys. Hey, don't forget to hit the BuckeyeCast.com. Get yourself some gear and support the show at the same time. 25% off everything. Free shipping on orders over $50. I appreciate you. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.